Hi, family and friends. Welcome to Truth Heals 1111. My name is Chloe, and we are back with another reading. Thank you for choosing my channel. Thank you for listening to this general predictive tarot card reading. Only take what resonates in this reading. What does not apply, allow it to fly. I am already loading one video, and so I'm starting this next reading. I hope each and every one of you do not get stuck in this reading. If this is not your energy, this is not what you're going through, then, go to my other brothers and sisters who can give you truth and clarity in regards to your situation. Spirit, ancestors, most high, show me what I need to see. Wait, I just did this reading. Oh my god, it's coming back out. I don't know if this is my energy, somebody in my energy, or somebody, family, friend, sir, ma'am, somebody in your energy. Queen of Swords in reverse. Again, this just came out in my first reading. Show me this Queen of Swords in reverse. Why is it so strong? Death to the Chariot. Collective, family, friends, sir, ma'am. We have a Queen of Swords on the board who is getting ready to experience crossing over. Death to the Chariot. Well, this just came out in the reading before this first reading that I'm posting now. This is why it's so heavy. Queen of Swords in reverse. Lord Jesus. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. To the Hermit sideways. Somebody was greedy over the divine, a spiritual inheritance from the divine. Someone interrupted God's plan. Now, however, God's plan was interrupted. Somebody is paying a heavy price for how God's plan was interrupted. Eight of Cups, because somebody didn't want to walk away. Somebody did not want to leave it alone. Queen of Swords did not want to leave it. You do not want to leave a situation alone. Knight of Wands. Very promiscuous. To the Eight of Wands. A lot of false conversation, a lot of false communication, a lot of falseness. Or what is this Eight of Wands? Show me the Eight of Wands. Six of Pentacles. I don't want to tap in. I don't want to see this energy. I don't. Spirit, God, Most High, I don't want to see it. I'm not tapping in on it. I'll read the cards how I'm reading out. I'm not tapping in on that. Eight of Wands to the Six of Pentacles. This was in regards to an equal give and take relationship. There was a lot of false communication in regards to an equal give and take. Knight of Swords. Somebody moving impulsively, taking reckless action. Impulsive. To not be seen, to not be celebrated. So somebody took action to make themselves not look a certain type of way. Show me, why couldn't this Queen of Swords leave this situation alone, which was a part of God's plan? The Star in reverse. Uh-oh. The Star in reverse. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, air sign energy. With the Knight of Swords, air sign energy as well. Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Wands, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pentacle. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Okay, let me break this down for you. Nine of Cups, about an offer. Okay, what is this? Ten of Swords, Page of Cups. Okay, okay, let me, Spirit, I do not want to see the death. I don't want to see it. Queen of Swords. You could have been affected by a person, place, or thing. Um, which has heavily influenced your life and the direction that it was going. It was a lot of um people, places, and things representing themselves in your lives in the past that turned you into the person that you are. The experiences has taught you like to hold on to hurt and pain because hurt people. Or you could have experienced a lot of things that you seem to have skated out of. Um, Whether you had to lie out of, you had to cheat yourself out of a situation. Um, but it carried on into an adulthood, and going into an adulthood, dealing with mental and emotional conflict has caused a lot of heaviness on your heart and on your mind. And for you, you're tired of being in situations, you're tired of losing things, you hold things close to you because of that cord that you connect, but you're not willing to allow things to let it go so easily. You may hold on to past trauma, anger, pain, resentment, fear, insecurity, whatever the emotional conflict that you feel causes mental conflict. So when it's an imbalance within you, because it throws your thinking off, not thinking logically, not having a balance of thinking logically and emotionally. So when anyone is off, everything is off, and not only you experience that within your mind and your heart, but you also present it to the world. Now you can play it off like you're not affected by anything, that you're not bothered, you're not disturbed. This is not, and people can tell you about it, right? They can see it on you, but it's almost like you not really wanting to take a look at yourself in order to change from the perception of what reality actually is. To the Chariot and the Death, everything in life happens for a reason. When it's time for spring, when it's time for summer, when it's time for fall, when it's time for winter. The things that people have experienced were supposed to happen. Nobody is never broken. We have all experienced things to teach us how we learn, how we experience that, and how we can overcome situations, challenges, obstacles, and adversity. Whoever this Queen of Swords is seems to stay stuck in experiences, life situations. You may not surround yourself with people to help you through situations the right way. Meaning, when you want better, you're gonna hang around people that are better for you. Um, When you know better, you're just going to take action and you're going to do better. Um, you, Queen of Swords, you impose your authority as into a certain aspect of leadership and control because it's how you feel, it's how you think life is supposed to go, the way you see things, but not everybody has control over that. You know, um, the Bible and the stories were created from through history and time. Each one of them people in the Bible represented a story, meaning they all went through something too as well. And some fell from grace, and some had went through achieving and sacrificing and losing and building and growing. But it was just life experiences during those times. History was written because it repeats itself. And when we know history repeats itself, the good things we do want to feel. We want to feel happiness. We want to feel joy. We don't want to repeat life cycles that bring chaos and confusion. But whoever is in this Queen of Swords, you, my friend, you create a lot of confusion for yourself and then you project it onto other people. And the divine's plan or the purpose is for people to learn and experience how you come to this earth and how you view it and how you express it and how you live is part of the divine's plan. Now, whether or not you see it as such, everything always works out according to God's plan, the divine's plan. Whoever you believe in, it has a plan. Um, you know, bees die when it gets cold, but then they come back, the trees die and then they spring back forth. So to every ending, it's always a new beginning. But until we understand and learn that every time we go through something means that we experience that and we have to move on. You can't seem to move on, but why? Because the chariot to the death is crossing over into the next, not this lifetime, but whatever your plan was, whatever you thought you were seeking, not this lifetime. This was not divine's plan for you or for anyone that was in your clutches. Maybe it was a lesson. Maybe somebody didn't learn the lesson. Somebody wouldn't hear the messages. Somebody wasn't listening to their intuition. Somebody wasn't understanding life and how, this is like living by your own perception and not for the reality of what it really is. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles to the Hermit, you like to have these get rich quick schemes, right? And the Ace of Pentacles means like this is going to be self fulfilling to you off of a quick get rich scheme, right? No matter how you get it and who you have to hurt to achieve it. That's only fair to you, but that's not fair to anybody else because the person, the people, places, the things that you get it from put in time, energy, focus, and attention into that, and to be so freely given or taken because somebody cares about you, that is not fair. That is not fair to have people that genuinely love you and appreciate you and respect you and want the best for you. And then because you're so caught up in your feelings and your emotions that you think you can just do anything to anybody. So the divine has to step in, but this is the divine's plan, not mine. Um, the Eight of Cups to the Knight of Wands. You kept interacting with multiple people, being so frivolous with your time, your energy, your attention, your focus, that you really didn't pour into yourself. All that time, energy, the money, things like that. What would you have been if you would have just invested into yourself? With the Eight of Wands in communication, this means you were willing to say, do, anything you had to do to make yourself get the things that you truly want the most, even if it is hurting another person, place, or thing. And that's not fair to the next person, place, or thing, especially with you creating an emotional and mental connection like that. With the Six of Pentacles, you want people to give to you, but then what do you give in return? Huh? Heartache, pain, chaos, confusion, disloyalty, dishonesty. How is a person to ever, when you burn the bridge that you have to cross over again, how is a person ever to trust you to think that you could come back into their life and do something good in somebody's life and not okay. The the Knight of Swords is like so let me go in your mind. You think of early childhood when you were young. Um, you think about school a lot too when you were in school. You may think about the friends you played with, the friends at school, the people you surrounded yourself with. You think a lot about the good times that you had with people during the times where life wasn't so like it is now, where it's very mental and chaotic and emotionally disturbing. It's an escapism for you because of facing reality in your mind. You'd rather not face reality, but live in a world in your own mind. With the Page of Cups, it's almost like you're selling yourself a dream. Like you tell yourself these certain things, and but you're really not seeing here. You're here, and this is not. Sure, this is a part of building the life that you want, but you have to be able to take these thoughts and see them here so you can take the action with here with your hands. You, my friend, you hear, and it's like you don't want to see. Open your eyes, take the glasses on, see reality for what it truly is. Even if it's So even if you were like considering thinking that you were like mentally incapable, you're not. You're not mentally incapable. You can feed yourself that all day, every day. But a person willing to learn and open their mind and see things from a fresh perspective, it's easily done when a person has the willingness to do it. You, my friend, you use that as a crutch to how you act, how you talk, how you walk, how you behave. And that's not fair to anybody else because you use your mental incapabilities as a crutch. You see people lose their legs and they're still walking. People get into car accidents and they go through rehabilitation and they still get back up. You, my friend, keeps staying down. And so you told the universe, you told ancestors, you want to stay down. The Six of Wands is like people seeing you for who you actually are, not what you think, not what you project. This is the reality is like the Queen of Swords. You have came into people's places and things. You created the world for yourself, and that world that you created for yourself is the world that you live in, and that's a lot of chaos and confusion. Again, you are your own worst enemy. You get in your own way. You are the destruction of your own success. Um, and the star reverse symbolizes healing. Um, with the healing, it's not always the easiest. I done some healing for quite some time. I was alone. I self-reflected. I introspected. There was a lot of things about me that was actualizing in my life because I always wanted better for myself. Yes, I want better for people, but in situations I experienced, I was tired of dealing with pain. I was tired of dealing with confusion. I was tired of being chaos. I was tired of being misled. I was tired of thinking things were when they were not. I had to open my eyes and see my own reality. And what my reality looks like is like, yes, I have been through a lot of things. Yes, I've had the strength and the willingness to overcome a lot of things. But what is it about me that was shaping me? And when I started to take a look at myself, I look back at that pain, and there was many times I cried alone. It may not feel good, but it's the best. Um, to the Knight of Cups, to the Ten of Swords, you offer love only to betray. Your love was never real. Your love was never authentic. Your love was never genuine. It was never love. You were an opportunist, and you only projected love because of what you benefited from. But it was never about loving anybody else but yourself. With the Page of Cups right here, you deceive people, places, and things. And that's the deception of the Chariot to the death. Your own deception. Two of Cups in reverse. I have strength to the sun in reverse. Strength to the sun. So you created the world of darkness, and so that's the world that you live in. Now, do I think it's fair that you choose to live in the dark or that you chose to be in dark? Right? Um, I don't think it was fair to you to make that decision, especially when you have people that would love and support you all day, every day, want you to live your best life, want you to fulfill all your dreams that you want. But because you were in this promiscuous, being out there, being reckless, being impulsive, and having the strength to create these false offers and opportunities to people, places, and things, and you left leaving people in the dark means that your life was dark. And when your life was dark, this means you're unhealed. You're dealing with trauma. You're dealing with insecurities. You're looking to cope with so many things going on. I understand. But that was a choice. You don't have to be in the dark. You chose to be in the dark. And that's where you have to accept that you chose free will to be in the dark. And the consequences of darkness is what? The Chariot to the down. Repeating a cycle with the King of Wands in reverse, the World to the King of Wands. You were repeating a cycle with the same person that was just like you, somebody that mirrored that same energy. You could have trauma bonded, you could have been codependent on each other. To the World, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Aren't you tired? Did you not get tired? Did you not say enough was enough? I want better for my life. Did you not think that whatever happiness comes from was going to be within and in the life that you create for yourself? Or were you so caught up because the person you attached yourself to was just like you? So both of you could have been competing with each other in regards to um, being frivolous with your time, your energy, your attention, your focus. You spread yourself thin, both of you, and spread yourself thin in this situation. The Hierophant, You committed to the lifestyle. So commit to the consequences. And this is nothing bad. I am, in these readings that come out, there's spiritual messages to guide you and give you truth and clarity. Stop what you're doing, change, make it the decision to better your life. But if you don't want to listen, you don't want to take heed, you don't want to follow some sort of guidance and not feel like somebody's better than you, or not feel like somebody is trying to tell you what to do, but actually just listening to that message. You think you would have heard something, but you were so caught up here. You couldn't hear anything. The devil. So you shook hands with the devil. Is this what you're telling me? Sir, ma'am, family, friends, whether this is you or somebody in your energy, are you seriously telling me that you wanted to shake hands with the devil? If you think about religion, Christianity, Buddha, and things like that, we grow up, we change from being low vibrational, we mature from immaturity. There comes a day in our life where, we start to actually self actualize. We are in survival mode, we are in, the protection stage where our mind protects our mind, but it's sometimes not reality, it's the brain protecting the brain, but always living in the thoughts, meaning that your thoughts were protecting more thoughts and more thoughts and more thoughts and more thoughts. And you thought making a deal with the devil was going to release you from those thoughts? Baby, this was so delusional. You thought you were an empress. Or you tried to sacrifice an empress to the devil? You trying to sacrifice God's child to the devil? Are we serious? Somebody here, you, sir, ma'am, family, friends, somebody tried to sacrifice a God, a mother, a nurturer, a healer, a lover, a giver, uh, somebody that's going to be there for you when you need them the most. You try to sacrifice that to the devil. Why would you sacrifice your own blessing? That could have been somebody that was willing to be there to support you, to help you heal, to help you grow, to help you understand, to hold your hand. Instead of being codependent, let me whisper in your ear and support you and tell you you got this. But instead, you shook hands with the devil and said, I want to sacrifice this God's blessing. And this was God's plan. So you mean to tell me and you wanted to sacrifice God's plan to the devil? And the devil is an illusion, the delusions, the fantasies of toxicity. Again, hell has no fury than a woman scorned. You were scorned. Did the Empress make you feel scorned? Or was it your own thoughts that scorned you? It was your own thoughts, because you, my friend, were expecting a new beginning. You thought that everything coming out of your mouth was the truth, and you were willing to invest anything and everything behind how you seen things, your perception of reality. But again, you were living in here, which was a false reality. So basically, you were projecting your own reality onto people, places, and things, no matter what sacrifice was going to be made. And every time I see you, there's a bad vibe. Mm, mm, mm. So the Empress, um, Divine had blocked all that on the plan, whatever you thought it was, that was rejected. The devil's offer was rejected. So maybe we're seeing with the death in the chariot, the devil has to collect. The Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups under the Empress. A new beginning, Queen of Wands, the desire to move forward, create, build, grow, elevate life to its fullest potential with the people, the tribe, places, things, live life. And you, my friend, you wanted to not be a part of that. You wanted to sacrifice a blessing not only to you, but to other people, places, and things. And that was very selfish, self centered, egotistical, and prideful of you because of your own thoughts. And with the Two of Cups, there's always going to be somebody that loves an empress. The empress is, everybody wants a mother. Everybody needs, I mean, not, mother doesn't always have to be blood, but everybody loves the mother figure. Everybody loves the nurture. Everybody loves, that mom, you go to her house and she has dinner cooked. And again, not everybody has to be family. Friends, socials, groups, support systems, family, people. And somebody here wanted to sacrifice an empress to the devil. Are we serious? You are. So the empress is in her Queen of Swords energy. Two of Wands to the Knight of Pentacles. Moving on with whatever creative ideas and success and divine plan that God has for the Empress energy. Um, was it worth it? Was it, this is like everything was all done in vain over mental and emotional imbalance thinking, feeling. Six of Cups. Equal. Equal give and take. I give to you, you give to me. This is equal. Why make things so unfair? Why not support me like I support you? Why not love me like I love you? Why not do for me like I do for you? No, one good enough. You need to go judge it. You'd rather receive, but giving, that's not in your DNA because you're here. Childhood may not have been the best, or it may just be the perception of the reality of life. If one thing has happened, then you expect this to happen. But that's not entirely true. Things don't always happen the way you want or need them to happen. It's part of life. Six of Wands in reverse. To the King of Cups in reverse. To the Tower. Not only did you create an imbalance in your world, you also, your codependent partner, left an imbalanced signature in his world too as well. With the Six of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Tower, this person's not being seen and celebrated. This person is mentally and emotionally disconnected with himself and reality. And the Tower, meaning that there are a lot of obstacles, adversity, and karma hitting here. Like, this foundation was never built on a strong foundation. It was built off of the thought of a foundation, but nobody put in the work to actually build the foundation. Oh boy. Two of Wands to the Moon. Somebody here was doing magic. Somebody here was doing magic on the full moon. Or somebody here was doing manipulative things in secret. There were a lot of things being done in secret somebody didn't know about. The devil came out again. It was about toxicity, and however you judge toxicity, meaning obsession, control, addictions, the lifestyle of being corrupt, being negative, being manipulative, lying, cheating, stealing, killing, destroying. It's all demonic. The Queen of Pentacles to, because somebody here wanted somebody to offer, because of a love offer to a Queen of Pentacles that got denied. The offer was rejected. You couldn't sacrifice because there was a rejection of that initial offer. You could have wanted the situation. You could have even been spiteful for the person that you were codependent on. You were wanting this person. You were selfish over this person, meaning that like you wanted control over another person to say what was fair, what was right, what do you want for this person, things like that. You tried to take over another person's thoughts and heart, and that wasn't God's plan. But you wanted to be seen as Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy, Emperor energy, whatever one. You wanted to be seen as such, but yet still trying to control a narrative, still trying to control a situation, still trying to project what you thought you wanted it to be. Who's now, what fairness is that? When God's plan believes in love, trust, loyalty, honesty, integrity, respect. Ooh, Five of Cups. Somebody walked away from you, and now there's magic being thrown. There's a lot of energy projection in this reading. You could be projecting onto another person, another place, or another thing. You could be projecting your thoughts and emotions onto out there. So, are you attacking somebody? The Ten of Cups is in reverse to the Queen of Cups, to the Three of Cups, to the Knight of Pentacles. You don't want somebody to come make an offer to the Queen of Cups that's being seen and celebrated and supported. You want to stop someone from what? What is this Nine of Cups? You want to stop somebody. Well, show me the Nine of Cups. You want to stop somebody from doing what? You want to stop somebody from taking swift action to come offer peace. If somebody wants to right their wrongs, why is it any of your concern if somebody wants to right their wrongs? Shouldn't people have that closure or that free their conscious mind of releasing the burden and the pain of what a person can go through? Why would you want a person to suffer? Or is that the game? You'd rather a person suffer than find peace within. So you're not hurting the person that they want to come make an offer to. You're hurting the person that wants to make the offer, and you don't want this person to have peace. Is that what you're telling me? You want to stop somebody from having peace in their life. Okay. It sounds cute, but I don't think that's reality, babe. You want to stop a person from making amends, having peace in their life, moving on. Hey, if you, well, you're in the death chariot energy, but again, when you are in the death and chariot, you want to go peacefully, you want to move peacefully. And even now, you're still with the chaos and confusion projecting your energy onto a, who is he? A King of Wands in reverse. Unsure of how, what his next step is going to be, what he's going to do, and you don't want this person to have peace. If you truly care to love the person, wouldn't you want that person to have peace of mind? Or do you even love this person at all? Four Swords. Or is this you? Do you want to make peace before you leave? Baby, it's too heavy on my board. This is too heavy. Look, and it comes out like this. The beginning and then the ending. The chariot, the death, and the four of swords. Why not have peace? The Emperor to the Knight of Pentacles. Oh boy. Because this Emperor in reverse didn't make you an offer, or because this Emperor in reverse is not supporting you, you don't want this person to support anybody else. Well, baby, a human being knows how to support themselves. How much time? All right, let me close this out. Spirit, any closing remarks? Nine of Wands upright, King of Swords. Still coming with it anyway. Still coming to make that peace. There's nothing you can do to stop that. This person wants peace. This person wants to move on with their life, to free their mind, to free their thoughts, their soul, their emotions. This person will have peace. All right, you guys, thank you for listening to that reading. If this reading resonates with you, only take what resonates. Leave what does not apply, allow it to fly. If this is your energy, find peace within. If you're not going to get it from the external, at least find it on an internal level. Free yourself of the thoughts, the baggage, the weight that you've been carrying for so long. Give yourself a clean slate. Give yourself a chance to be free. Live your life, because you only get one life to live. How you live it is whether or not it's to the fullest or to what you think it should be. I love each and every one of you until I see you in another reading. I think I'm going to go to bed. I don't This one is just too much, too heavy on my heart. If you are about to lose a loved one, nobody ever told you I love you. Stay strong, stay determined, stay confident, persevere through any mental, emotional thoughts you may have that may burden you. Free. That's all it consists of. Just be free and listening to your higher self. Keep going. Um, until I see you in another reading, have a great night.